This is a demonstration of the payment settlement and reconciliation tool, and it is designed from the standpoint of a day in the life of an accounting person using the tool. And now I'll turn it over to Matt Butler, the author of the product.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Matt?
So as Jim noted, today we're going to be demonstrating automated PSR. So the first thing that the PSR, or Payment Settlement Reconciliation, does is in the background it takes the provider's settlements file or settlements API and matches to Acumatica's payments. Each of these settlements represents the net deposit going into your bank account. Once mapped, the PSR tool then adds the payments to a new deposit, adds the fees to the charges tab, and if everything matches, the deposit is balanced. As you can see.
So Matt, what I understand is the PSR tool automatically populates this bank deposit screen, the 305,000 in Acumatica. And this is a list of that screen.
That's correct. Within each deposit is any number of payments. If your provider is taking any fees or commissions, that will also be calculated by the Auto PSR, and you will get from your gross payments taken in AR to your net income coming into the bank account. So when you look at your bank statement, this is the number.
Good enough. So this is an example. If I go to the fourth column that says deposit date, these are deposits made on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And so we've got about, 15 or so deposits, separate deposits from the processor to the bank. And then we're taking those deposits and mirroring them and importing them via the PSR tool into Acumatica. And then the second thing is, if you look at the description column, which is about just to the right of the center, we have Theon Vaughn, Little Dicky, Killer Merch, etc. And these are actually different websites. And so we have deposits on behalf of different websites going into a bank, and then the PSR tool listing all of these. So from the day in the life perspective, the accounting clerk now is dealing with about 15 deposits from a number of different stores. And what we find is, if we go to the column that's balanced, the tool has to the penny balanced all but one of the deposits. So first thing we'll do now is she or he would recognize that, and then let's go show you what the clerk will do with a deposit that's been balanced to the penny by PSR, and an example where PSR has identified where there is an out-of-balance situation. So Matt, go ahead.
Thank you. So when I see balanced as an accountant or controller, I know that the system has identified that what the provider told me they were giving me and what I have in my deposit are equal. Meaning, at the end of the month, my bank statement is going to say this on that day for that deposit. And so this is given to me by the provider. This is the bank deposit ID from the payment processor. All of the payments and refunds have been added. Now, something that's very important to add is the mappings in the tool also allow for fees and commissions, any adjustments, even outside of the system refunds, to actually be mapped. So even though we took $1,196.95 plus this $34 in payments, we didn't actually put that in our bank. The $1,231.35 was then reduced by the fees charged by our processor, bringing us to the exact number that came from the bank. So all I'm left with as a controller in these instances is to take it off the hold, hit release, and then I'm done. The payment has been moved from my clearing account into my actual bank account, so I can literally track the actual money in the bank regardless of the amount of money that's actually been paid to me but not yet arrived. Okay? And I would repeat that process for each one. Well, this looks great. Hold and release. It's that quick. So now, in some cases, you might have something where you see a not balanced. And we'll look at this one, my not balanced item. So if I open this one up, I can see that I am $933.36 from my provider, but for some reason I have a $990 balance on my deposit, meaning something's not quite right. So what I will do is then take a look at this deposit, and anytime a settlement file contains something that doesn't exist in my Acumatica, I can come over to the Import Bank Transaction batch, and I can see this exact transaction. So it turns out there's a $56 refund that was performed in my website that never made it to my Acumatica. Now, typically, what you would end up doing is going into your payments and then go and create a refund. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm simply going to show you the impact of that change by going here. And we'll go ahead and, let's see, that was the same one, sorry. We'll go ahead in here, and I'll go ahead and I will put that refund into the mix. Oh, sorry. Guess we should probably follow the accountant's instructions and put it in the refund classification. Okay? So now, as you can see, when I put my refund in, whether I put it in my charges or I create a refund and then I use the add payment feature to go find it and add it, what you can see is I'm in balance. So just like the other balanced deposits that you saw in the list, take it off the hold and release it. So that concludes the day in the life of how the PSR tool will expedite everything about moving payments into deposits and balancing those deposits and tracking each and every payment and where it was deposited. So